What is going on, everybody? We're back on it. Berserk manga chapters 190, 191, possibly 192, depending on the length. You guys have been here long enough. I think also after this, so this will be Friday's upload. I think starting Monday, so the Monday after this uploads, we're going to start doing early Berserk chapters. Um, I don't know the pace on how we're going to do it. It all really depends on my schedule as well. Um, because I do know that we have Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer coming up, I think within the next like 60 days. Um, but the way I plan it right now is I'm thinking in my head, Patreon will maybe be like 4 to 6, anywhere from like 6 to 9, anywhere from like 4 to 10 chapters ahead a week is what I think I'll have with Berserk on Patreon. It just depends because some reactions we do like 3 chapters an episode, some we do 2. It depends on the length. But I think what'll happen is starting on when Monday's video comes up, the Monday after you're seeing this video, Patreon is already going to have Friday's upload, and then they'll get Monday's upload later in the week. And then by the time you guys get so it's just going to kind of be like this overlapping thing where they'll kind of be like a week and a half ahead. A lot of you have asked for that, and I don't want to like sit and beg for like goals. If that's something you're interested in and you don't want to hope that we come up with 150 likes or anything like that, it's there. But we'll always be here. The chapters are always going to be here, so I don't think like Patreon has to be a thing. It'll get there. But I've had a handful of you ask. It'll be there. Jumping into this, Puck is really starting to let me down. But we'll kind of wait to see how it plays out. Like, I get he's the size of like a small girl's hand. But man, like, you got to be able to wake me up. Like, dude, I need something. I don't expect him to pick up a sword and start cleaning out apostles, but you've got like one job, man. And I don't expect him to restrain Casca, but like, you have Night Watch. If you can't wake me up within 30 seconds to 1 minute of seeing her like breaking free of her bonds, like, what use are you? You know, we'll see. We'll give him the benefit. I'm very curious because I mean, some things are just easy to kind of predict when you've read enough or seen enough anime or stories in general. I'm almost positive the two elves are gonna have interactions with each other. The one that what was her, Shirke? She had a little pocket elf with her too. I'm would put a lot of money that Puck and that other elf are gonna interact. I'm very curious if it's the same personality type or if that one's gonna be a little more like serious and mature and Puck is just his own natural like joking self. We'll kind of wait to see how it plays out. Also, we had Casca. It was hard to tell if she actually did get taken advantage of, and we know what that means. I'm going to say no. I don't think she actually physically did, but we did see that her body still, I guess, when push comes to shove, physically will. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Like, so because you could say like, oh well, Casca actually could be fine by herself because if she gets pushed to a certain point, she'll do. But that's the first time we've seen it as a reader since she's mentally lost it. That she's shown the ability to defend herself just like on command. But we've also seen other times where like girl, they're gonna burn you to death. Like, you got to do something, and she just shows no reaction. So I don't know what the actual what the breaking point is. It her about to be taken advantage of again? Like, that's as far as that line will go. Like, you can kidnap her, you can hit her, you can say a bunch of things to her. Shit, you can start lighting her on fire, and she won't be able to, like, her body, her subconscious won't respond. But like, that is like the initial trigger for her. Maybe it is. So something is in here that's still the past way. So I'm curious from like when I start 190 because we left off with him kissing her, as you can see on the screen. Um, is there an improvement in her mentally? Because it is all like it's just mentally at this point. Because physically, her subconscious will still seems like it has it. Like, she's got the fighting skills. Mentally though, I'm curious from this point. Like, does she start speaking? Is she able to? Maybe she's still mute, but it's a little. It's like she's adult mute though, and able to like understand emotions in a situation. Like, I have no idea. Like, I joked like maybe he kisses her and She like Sleeping Beauty and just wakes up and everything goes back to normal. I don't know. And I don't like hate this technique. Oh, I don't even know if we call it a technique. This choice that he's going with. But I could also see it triggering her as well because again, it's another like big masculine figure on top of her physically. It could make it worse. Like last episode or last reaction, like I feel like we took a lot of steps backwards with how Casca was starting to get comfortable around us, just at least like being in the same room. And I feel like we lost all that in the last chapters that we read. So let's see. Press play on that. Get that going. This is on. Seems to be recording. Alright. Chapter 190. Let's see what we got. Let's see if this works. But I don't know what he's hoping to achieve after this, because I don't think she's just going to wake up and like, oh, hey, Guts. Like, does it come? I don't know what this does. Let's see. Oh. Wait, is this... I can't tell what this panel's showing me. Is this him going in to this? Or is this the after of this? I really hope this is what I'm seeing on this panel down here. I'm hoping this is the after. This is before he does this, because then it's like, oh, well, that didn't work. This just is not good. It's just not good. Okay, this is just... Never mind. I had a lot higher hopes. Rip her to shreds the way Griffith did? Bro, can we bite and tear? Penetrate? She's a sacrifice? You must lose everything? Make everything? Wow, that's a interesting shot. I don't know if I can use that for a thumbnail, but wow. That's probably one of the more, I'm not even going to say graphic, just kind of speechless panels that we've seen. Well, he stopped. But how can you go back to even think she's going to... I mean, she was barely going with you before. I mean, my God. Well, that didn't work. And now he's starting to, like... He's starting to lose it. Like, the Farnese shit, it's like... Is this him truly? Are these just his subconscious thoughts that he doesn't... That he would never consciously act on? And it's just kind of being brought out? Or is something else messing with his mind at the moment? Because you would think, like, a line like that, as soon as you drop the, like Griffith did, that would trigger him to, like, no, I'm nothing like that, yada yada, but we'll see how this goes. Hey, Casca, hey. If we don't find her soon, she'll... If we don't find her soon, the sun will... Oh my God. Hey, well, I'll tell you what. I trust Isidro's ass to keep night watch. I'll tell you what. Hey, that's a start. Man's got a whole pantry on him. Oh wow, that food could really help us a lot. Hey, Dropey. If it ain't Dropey, Puck, found you. So, been a while. You survived? Of course I hid. Oh, he's got the... I was like... I know they're trying to, like, talk like he has the meat in his mouth, but I really can't understand what he's saying. Had hollow, I'm dirt. I don't know what you're saying. Eating, talking, or running, gotta pick one. Not gonna happen. I'm being chased by scoundrels right now. Ain't the scoundrel being chased? Lame brain. All I did was carry stuff out of kindness for some people I know. But when it comes to skinflints like them, oh God. Uh-oh. Ah, okay. I mean, I'm down for this. Like, let's... I don't need multiple chapters of, like, okay, Isidro finds his way, and then Serpico and Farnese. So it looks like he's... So we've got everybody. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Okay. Puck no longer must be burdened with the responsibilities. Because if Puck is able to see Isidro, we know Puck is within a football field's length of guts. Isidro's there. It looks like Isidro stole the food that he's running with from Serpico and Farnese. Get everybody together in one area. We go from there. I don't know if more people around Casca is going to ease up what she might be feeling towards Guts at the moment. I don't know, but okay. I like how we're bringing this together quickly. So there are people whose charge for carrying luggage is the luggage? Dumbass, I just thought I'd do you a favor and teach some dumb aristocrats how harsh the world can be. You caught him. Good. Cut his arm off at once. Shut up. Lady Farnese, oh, you drop threats at the drop of a hat? That's why I can't stand nobility. You stole from nobility. Such punishment is a matter of course. Can you see me now? Can she? I'm going to take it as a yes. And I still never even... You know what's very interesting? So... I brought it up before. In the very beginning. When we ran into Farnese for the first time and she had her whole episode, and Serpico could clearly see the demons that were coming after him, chasing him. But Farnese couldn't make out like Puck actually physically being there in front of her. And I think we chalked it up to like, oh, you know, she's holy. She believes in a higher power. So her subconscious, if you told her like what an elf, she couldn't even muster up an imagination of what that would look like to even see what's being put in front of her. So I was like, okay, cool. But now that we've gotten backstory of her, her mental was never locked in like that, in my opinion, in general anyway. Like, she was just like this holier than thou. She's been battling mental demons and like schizophrenia and shit, burning things. Like, she's seen death, you know? She's participated in death. So now I'm starting to realize, like, why would she never have been able to see Puck from the very first time? I don't know. Lady Farnese, nice one. So would we get an off-screen story on why they're up here? So that's why I brought along some guests. All right, the squad is assembled. Our squad looks pretty shitty compared to the Infinity Monstars Griffith has around him, but I will say it makes it a lot easier to make it through the days and to make it through the nights. That's a start. And Serpico has decent skill. I don't know what to make of Farnese yet. And we know Isidro's down to do whatever, so start. It's better than we were 3 chapters ago. You guys, I've been looking for you real hard since last time. You thought you could run from me, but you can't. Chase like a snake, bite like a snapping turtle, and gnaw like a vulture. That's my motto. Is it? We've got a sick girl and a good for nothing. Okay. Don't. Just shut it. Oh yeah, where's Casca? Oh yeah. Tied to a fucking tree. It sucks. It does. But what can you do? What can you do? Maybe Isidro can bring a lighter mindset to the group, and maybe that'll kind of ease her paranoia of like wanting to run, wanting to escape. Maybe Farnese can even I don't know, give her memories of being around the Ninas and the Lucas of the group, and I don't know, just mental things that might be able to like keep her from like, oh shit, you know, I gotta get out of this rope. But at the end of it, none of it matters if the two of them don't figure it out. But the problem is, like, he is trying to figure it out, but she can't figure anything out because she can't even compute. It's a lot. Casca, thank goodness you're safe. Oh. going on? Cask's tied up. It's for her own safety. A lot's happened. Well, I don't know why. But that aside, it's deal time. Now you get to pay me back. You're gonna teach me the secrets of your sword fighting and the secret secrets, leaving nothing out. And soon, like now. And he totally just blows him off. So what about you two? And I formally recognize you as a disciple of Elf Dimension style. I don't want to hear shit about your Elf Dimension style. Where was it? Where were you when the wall fell? I mean, if we do decide to, like, which I'm assuming yes, because you don't need to waste time storytelling of Guts being like, no, you guys can't follow me, only death follows me, it wouldn't be safe, I'm gonna go on my own, blah blah blah. He doesn't let them come, they separate, and then, like, they've got to save us in the middle of the night 6 chapters from now just for Guts to be like, okay, fine, I get, like, you don't need to waste my time with that. So if you're going to keep Isidro around, in my opinion, you might as well train him up so he can, the more he knows the better. But my thing is, well, he only wants it from Guts, but he might be able to take more from Serpico, perhaps, fighting style wise. Who knows? You still trying to catch me? Yeah, watch out. They were about to hack my arm off earlier. That's because you're a criminal. Lady Farnese? Girl, you announced you're going after the Black Swordsman. Like you weren't going after him to capture him, but like you were going to go to him. You're here. Speak. Like you traveled all this way. You renounced essentially all your titles and shit. You gave all that up. So let me hear it. Oh shit. What is she gonna? Is she essentially gonna say the same thing? Like, what does she want? Train me? Explain to me? I mean, we're gonna get it probably in the next page. But what is she? What is she about to ask for? I mean, she's bowing, so she's gonna ask for something. What is it? Does everyone just want free training? Like, what do you think this is? Let's see what she says. Please allow us to accompany you in your travels. Do you just want to hang out? I mean, not hang out, but you just want to... you want to accompany for what? Is the question, because... here's the thing. You know what follows me, right? You know the shit I'm dealing with. You know the shit she's dealing with. You've been around it firsthand, Farnese. You know, remember the first time you captured us type shit, so you know what follows me. You know what happens on a day-to-day. And you want to accompany and be around that because... ... question mark. Let's see. Chapter 191. Please allow us to accompany you in your travels. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. It really wouldn't hurt. The problem is, do I trust them, though? You've already tried to capture me and kill me like once or twice. Like, Isidro's whatever. I know he's down for the cause. I say jump, he says how high. I say kill Farnese, he says okay. Like, he's just down. But you have tried to, like, you've come after me at one point. Come on, aren't you going to kneel? He kneels. It's the big idea. Don't trust him. It's like they're suddenly revealing their hand. Puck, get off me. I bet they'll wait for a chance to nab us after all. They're from the... I do not disagree with what he's saying. Didn't they try to scoop you up once before? And it didn't work, so now maybe they try. So I get it. I know as a reader that she actually truly does want to accompany us. For what? I don't know. Maybe she's searching for something within herself, and she maybe sees it in him, or feels like the things he's around to help her find it or release it. I don't know. I don't fault Isidro for saying that. I have already securalized myself and abandoned the church. Like we trust you, or anything nobles say. Or thieves. I want to know what transcends the order I clung to. The truth. And I guess my reply is Guts would be like, well, what if I can't promise you the truth? Or does she think at least what he not what he associates with, but he deals with, like that is truth. That is reality. Like, you don't have to put your faith in that, because what you're seeing, like what you just saw, like that's real. What we saw at the tower and everything, like this is real life shit. So I don't know what you pray to or have faith in. But you saw truth. And I want to learn a way to survive in the darkness, where the light of that order does not reach. What's the from you thing here? Who's saying that? Is that in her head? And like where in this is she saying that? And I want to learn a way to survive in the darkness from you, where the light of that order does not reach. I mean, is she really fully ready to like denounce all of that? Maybe. Please show me the way. So she wants a way to survive in the darkness. Sounds like a personal problem. But she doesn't... She's under the impression that what she was following, the Holy See, the church, the faithful, it can't show her a way to survive in that. Even if you confuse us by saying complicated stuff, it ain't happening. That's right, it's too complicated. And how are you going to pay up for what you did to Casca at the Tower of Conviction? Also, a little more and she would have been a charred corpse. Him too. Again, Isidro's not wrong. He's not wrong. But then, us as a reader, it's like, given destiny, and we don't truly know. I haven't known since like the first 10 chapters. We don't know if the destiny, fate ridden stuff in this story, if it's like a straight line, like it's point A to point B, or it's one of those things where like there's 1,000 different options or different forks in the road that one could choose. But since it's all predestined and fated, it's just giving you the illusion of choice, but it's all always going to end at the same point. If I'm trying to get from point A to point, like this line is fate here. This is the start of what I've already destined, and this is the end of it. The middle point, in some cases, like that's always going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. Mozgus, Farnese, all that shit with Nina, they were always going to scoop up Casca and get her to the tower. That was always going to happen. Other way of looking at it, I give you the illusion of choices, and there could have been 10 different choices lined up here, but it was always going to end with Casca getting taken to the tower. Who knows? We haven't really determined which type of like destiny or fate it might be in this story. I don't know. If yesterday's enemies are today's friends, first makes some damn sense. So maybe you'd like to kowtow once for us? Can you do that, Miss High Pride Aristocrat? Why is... And Guts isn't saying anything, so I'm guessing he's not saying... I don't know what he's thinking, what he thinks about this, but like, why is Isidro acting like he's second lieutenant in charge or some shit? I mean, that's just what he is. Oh. Oh, you want to fight? Fine by me. She draws the sword and cuts the hair off. Now she's really gonna look like a Caskin or Prime, right? Well, now she just looks like a boy. Maybe she can get Puck to clean that up a little bit. This is all I can do now. Someday I will make amends. Say anything else, you'll totally be a villain. Why do priests and nobles gotta be so drastic? Do what you want. Alright then. I guess but it still doesn't... It still doesn't answer kind of like what she wants. Like, are you going... He could just say do it. Like, if y'all want to follow me, he could say the same shit to Isidro. I can't physically keep you from following me, like, unless I kill you. But to think that I'm gonna babysit or just like have sparring sessions or training on a daily basis, that's just not me. So if you want to follow, sure, but and I don't know how Guts is taking this. Like, is he taking that as like, okay, I'll teach you guys, follow me? No, I don't think so, because that's not his priority right now. And I don't need payback or apologies. I've killed your comrades. We're even. But forget me showing you the way. Yeah, that's what I figured. She's gonna have to find that on her own. And maybe by observing us and going through these battles, and I mean battles that we're gonna be going through here, she'll be able to find that. And you could say that could be an inadvertent way of teaching her, because she probably wouldn't run into these apostles or these demons or these spirits if she wasn't around us. So that ain't my style. I don't know what it is you want to learn, but do it for yourself. I won't bother you if you don't bother me. Yeah, that's what we said 30 seconds ago. That's exactly what I figured he was going to say. I don't see him bowing down and be like, alright guys, you know, every morning we wake up, we'll spar for like 20 minutes and, you know, we'll do this and I'll let you everything, I'll tell you everything I know about apostles and demons and yada yada yada. That's not him. But I also don't see him like killing or shunning them. They follow, they follow. If you figure it out after that, you figure it out. It just kind of is what it is. It's still too soon for that. You might regret this by tomorrow morning. Yeah. Going with us means you won't have any more restful nights. Oh yeah? You mean we'll find more ghosts and monsters? That's what I'm talking about. Something's odd for Guts to accept other people that readily. I think it's also coming at the perfect time too, because what Puck is saying here, I don't think, and I don't know what Guts thinks, I need a moment, but we've seen him going through like some dark shit mentally of like, we're getting like physical, he's getting like actual visions in his mind of like killing Casca and like, do it, you know, rip her to shreds, you know, become the monster, and maybe he doesn't trust himself at a point of like, hey, if I actually can't protect her, I start going down a dark path, maybe having others around him, maybe they could take on the responsibility. Maybe if she gets to live, it kind of is what it is. Or maybe he thinks he can't do it, given what just happened like 24 hours ago of her waking up and escaping. And that's how I see it, to what Puck is referring to here. Something's odd for Guts to accept other people that readily. Well, we'll see about that. The night's long. I'm ready for a good... I want to see a good night chapter adapted. Of Guts, Isidro, Serpico, and Farnese having to like back-to-back Avengers type shit, like Avengers Age of Ultron, when they're all standing there and they gotta protect the core. Like, if he touches this, like the whole country blows, the whole world's gonna die. Casca's like in the middle of their back-to-back circle, like we can't let anything to, and they just gotta go all night. I'd be interested to see a chapter like that, and we know they'll survive, but I'd want to see how the rest of them take it. If I was alone, if it was the usual me, I'd be refusing them outright. Honestly, this time I give up. For the first time, I'm counting on complete strangers for help. What does he mean if I was alone? Everyone gather up firewood. We gotta keep it going all night. Are you giving orders? I'm shuddering at my own sinisterness. Yeah. Something's going on in here, and I don't know if he trusts himself to physically do what he has to do, and then also try to, like, mentally mend this at the same time. I'm beaten down by my own powerlessness. When was the last time she smiled? Yo, the YouTube gods hitting this soundtrack. I feel like this hits so good right here. Wow. The Matrix must be listening in, or the government. I feel like this Guts theme soundtrack is kicking in at the because, like, I can see this being a joking thing, and, like, you know, it's a decent soundtrack. Cause, like, if you guys want to follow, and it's like, all right, and you got like Isidro and Farnese and Puck talking in the back. Like, I'm imagining this animated. Like, all right, guys, let's do. You know, it's gonna be a long night, and they're talking in the background. You hear their voices like faint, go out, and Guts is like sitting there talking to himself, and then you hear the Guts theme kick in. I feel like that would be perfect transition. And he's like, I give up in this soundtrack. Yeah, they need to let me produce some shit. Again, the curtain of night descends. Is this... Oh, I've totally forgotten about what's going on. Back in Midland. What the hell is Charlotte gonna do when he shows up at the door? Damn it, they plan to carry off everything. Lord Mule, do you seriously intend to engage them? Enough, Sartis. Now that we're here, you have cold feet? Standing back watching them violate our land is the ultimate insult to a member of the Midlands nobility? Who's this kid? He never faced the royal family. He looks 12. But Lumius is a small fiefdom? Your family is not even permitted to enter the royal palace? There is no need for us to risk our lives in duty to the royal family? Then what of my fathers and brothers who died in heroic defense of the castle? You mean they died in vain? All the more reason, my lord, so that the bloodline will not be cut off? I heard this from my lord while he was alive, that there is a resistance force going around liberating various areas from the Kashan within You mean, I wouldn't even call that resistance force. They are the force at the moment. It is said that commanding them is the hero and savior from the 100-Year War, the White Hawk, Count Griffith, huh? Griffith? Impossible. But I've heard that Count Griffith died. That 3 years ago he was arrested for treason and died in prison. Oh, so that did get out and around. I was curious, like, how the most popular military force in the most powerful country just disappears off the face of the map, and no one, the general public, just doesn't get anything about that? It looks like they did. It is also said he was rescued by his men and escaped the capital. The details are unknown, but instead of gambling the doom of your family on this reckless fight, perhaps it would be more prudent for now to abandon this territory and unite ourselves with the resistance force. Oh my god, and it's so... What sucks is, like, these people are going to love him. They're going to rally to him. And I said it before, it's like when you watch movies, or those scary movies, or those kind of like bad written movies where, like, a kid will see something, or like a wife or a woman will see something that, like, no one else sees. Like, no, I'm telling you, like, this is the killer, or this is happening, or there's a ghost, and everyone's like, that can't be possible. And then by the end of the movie, everyone's like, holy shit, he was telling the truth. Like, I feel like that's what like, there's nothing Guts could say or do to explain how bad of a man this is. Like, if he gets, like, I'm curious if we'll get the opportunity to be in front of Charlotte and just explain, like, why this is bad. But there's nothing that could be said. Like, he's damn near Jesus in their eyes, you know? White Hawk isn't it simply a rumor? But if it's the truth, Lord Mule, please exercise prudence in this. Those are our people. They don't know the castle fell. And on their way, they ran to Kashan. There's women and children too, Lord Mule. This isn't about royal devotion or my honor as a noble. Well, all of you follow me, rescue our subjects. It's gonna be real great when Griffith just rides in here, hair flowing in the wind, and saves everybody. Yeah, you ain't gotta tell me shit about shit. This ain't my first rodeo, bro. I get it. I already know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, but man, you want to talk about one of the shots? Like, I don't know if I can put this up. Maybe I probably can. But the beheaded Casca shot. Oof. Quite a shot there. Yeah, I don't know if we could put that up given. Nah. It'd be too much. I think this would probably be the best we could get away with. YouTube purpose wise. But he's going through it. Now my question is like, is anything influencing this? Because like we saw it with Farnese, but there was like actual demonic interference. Like, sun went down, demons are out. We know they take over bodies and make them do shit, and they gotta essentially last the night. But what's happening to his mental? Like, he's really starting to lose it here. And like, the way I'm seeing it is, this is his own, like, these are his own mental thoughts. I feel like it's being illustrated in a certain way of like whatever this wolf fox looking creature is. I feel like the story is just doing that as a way to illustrate it, to show him as like an apostle or something bad. I think that's just all within his own head. No, I don't think there's any demonic interference. I don't think. Again, and I feel like we pretty much called it piece for piece as this chapter went. Of, I think he's just gonna let them join because he can't do it. He can't do it alone. Especially after what we saw he just did, or almost did. It's like, even if he thought he could physically do it alone, can he even mentally do it alone? Because his mental is, I don't know. The way I interpreted Farnese's stuff, I think she just wants answers on how to deal with whatever the hell she's got going on inside her head. And after seeing what she's seen, demonic wise, I feel like she kind of knows like what I seek and what I need to know is not gonna be gained by what I've been doing. So I've seen him, I've seen the darkness that surrounds him, and I've seen him fight it and beat it. Maybe if I spend some time around him, I can figure out a way to deal and fight with my own darkness. It's kind of how I'm interpreting it. Serpico just happens to be along for the ride. And we know Isidro's just loyal to the cause. I don't see, though. Maybe he'll have to save her in some way. To repair this relationship, because I feel like we were making strides with it. But the last like 3 to 5 chapters just ruined it. It's good we got bodies. I'm glad it didn't span off the course of like 5 to 10 chapters of like running across Isidro and then finding Farnese and Serpico, and I'm also glad Guts didn't like push them away and then them swoop in and save us in a couple episodes, and he's like, okay, fine, you guys can stay. I'm glad that all kind of got hammered out in 2 chapters. Now, how much longer till this elf sanctuary? TBD. And yeah, Griffith's just gonna end up taking over, man. There's nothing you can do. Like, literally, in the people of Midlands, like, Jesus has returned. Like, he should have has returned, and once Princess Charlotte finds out about it, I mean, you couldn't tell her shit before. Now that she's alone and her father's gone, I mean, she will literally give him the kingdom if he asked for it. So we'll see how it goes. We'll go ahead and leave it there. Appreciate it, everybody. Like, share, favorite, subscribe as always.